Hey guys, what's going on? It's Karl here, back with another episode that I think a lot of you have been asking for, and there's a lot of curiosity around the brand new iPhone XR. A lot of people are shitting on this phone that are talking smack that they just don't know what it's for. Let's get into my top 5, but I will say the one thing that I do agree with a lot of people is the display. And oh my goodness, when I first saw the specs, I thought it was ridiculous that we have a display of this low quality in 2018. It's got a pixel count of 326 ppi. We had that in the original iPhone 4, which is now 5, 6, 7, 8, an S in between. Is that 10 years we've had the same resolution on an iPhone, and Apple is still claiming that it is one of the best displays. They kind of slapped the Liquid Retina name on it to make it seem like it was good. It's just obviously not as good as other Android devices, or heck, even the iPhone XS. That has an OLED panel. Most other phones that we see have Quad HD displays. It is something that is just not that good. On the flip side, I'm kind of blessed in the tech space to be reviewing the latest and greatest. I kind of am used to having the best specs in a phone. To be honest, most people that stare at this will probably not be able to tell the difference unless you're really pixel peeping here. There's definitely a difference here comparing it to say my XS Max, but I think what this guy or who this is suited for, those people just won't notice that difference. And I guess that will now bring me to my top 5 reasons, the first being price. If you take a look at, say, the XS, the XS Max, this guy is so expensive. You can spec up a model up to $1,500, even $2,000 if you're up here in Canada, whereas the iPhone XR starts at around $750. Not exactly budget-friendly quote, but I guess for Apple that is a cheaper device, and I am so sure a lot of people will be looking at this as their phone to buy this year. The second reason is the internals. We have the A12 Bionic chip that's found on, of course, the XS and the XS Max. Those same chipsets are coming inside of the XR. I'm getting that same performance now on the XR, so it still performs like a flagship, of course, has a lower resolution display, which should actually mean this guy should have a better battery life than the XS. And in my use, I found that the XR does last slightly longer than the XS on a full day's charge doing the exact same thing. So I guess that's an extra little bonus as well. Number 3, the camera, and this is kind of a split edge here. I know when you look at the back, you only see one lens, whereas you look at the XS, you have 2. So you don't have that versatility in those 2 focal ranges, but the sensor is exactly the same as we find in the XS. I did my full review on the XS Max cameras. I thought they were awesome. We had some very big improvements. I will leave that linked up here, and it almost competed close to the Pixel, and a lot of you actually prefer the iPhone XS's pictures over the Pixel 3, so I think that's really saying something. Number 4 is the colorways, and this is so reminiscent of the iPhone 5C. I love the fact that they brought the colors back. I, of course, ended up grabbing the product red. I think this one, the blue, the coral, if only that was closer to orange, I think I would have chose that one, but we now have a ton of different colors to choose from. I'm curious which ones you would end up grabbing. Product red, I think, is the way to go, plus it helps a good cause, so I think that's a win-win in anyone's book. And last but not least, number 5, the last reason why to grab this. It's a bit of a soft one. Soft things are good in life too. Soft serve ice cream, for example. We've finally gotten rid of the fingerprint sensor across the iPhone range. Face ID is the best unlocking facial recognition that you can get on a smartphone, and since I've changed to that from last year's iPhone X, I really cannot go back to anything else. But anyways, curious to hear your thoughts, what you guys think of the iPhone XR. I'm sure there'll be a lot of comments around this guy. If you're looking to get into the Apple ecosystem, looking to get an iOS device, if you do not care about the display, if you don't want that OLED panel, to tell you the truth, it's been kind of growing on me more and more. Perhaps I am a big sucker for the different colorways, but curious to hear your thoughts about the iPhone XR. Are we blessed with such good displays that that's why everyone kind of bricks on the XR, or are we just in a space where we need something to complain about? We've got a ton more tech in the pipeline, another Apple event coming next Tuesday, so make sure you stay posted. Be sure to smash that like button if you did enjoy this video, and I will catch you in one of my next ones. Peace.